Gamers here, back for driver log number 14. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Pete 389 version 1.9. Now this may be our very last driver log for Euro Truck. We're not 100% sure on that though, since they are going to continue development of different DLCs and things like that for Euro Truck. But we're going to be looking at American Truck, which is going to be coming out just days after you see this video go up on YouTube. So we're going to talk a lot about that during this video. We're going to talk about some of the changes around Gun and Gamers. We've just got so many things to talk about. It's been so long since we've done a driver log. Here we are, and I can't think of a better truck to be doing what, again, may be our last driver log in Euro Truck than to jump in this wonderful modded Pete. It has a lot of options. Now, I don't know if this is actually the same truck that we did back a year or two ago. I think that this truck originated from that. I think that was like a version 1.2. This is 1.9. Now there's a 1.10 that is out and it is compatible with patch 1.22. We are still running patch 1.21 since honestly I really didn't want to rebuild an entire new truck. The few things are broken on the 1.9 when you have version 1.22 with Euro Truck. And since we're going to be moving on to American Truck, I decided just keeping my Euro Truck at 1.21 and running the trucks that I'd already spent about an hour on both trucks accessorizing. There are so darn many accessories on this truck. It's crazy. You can do a lot of lighting options. There's just chrome, everything down to the tires, the tanks, the frame, chassis colors. I mean, you just look around the truck and everywhere you look, there is something that you can accessorize or modify. So outstanding mod, and I figured with us heading to the American landscape pretty soon, what better way to go out than with this truck. So I've got actually two different versions of it. This one I built specifically for this video. We have run it a few times on Twitch live streams, I think once or twice. So basically what I'd like to do is quickly show you the version that we run on all of our Twitch live streams, or as many of you know, our very famed Red Eyes. They're well known on Twitch, and they're in high demand, always asked for. And we've got a black version of this truck that is a 6x4 chassis. However, I did not want to upset our Twitch community and taking that truck down the road without our viewers being able to watch it live. Alright, again, same truck here, just different options, and you can see that beautiful stretched out frame that has absolutely, as far as I know, no practical purpose other than it looks really cool. But you can see the amount of options. I think we're running the same wheels, same bumper, but pretty much everything else is pretty different on this truck. Different roof style. We've got different pipes, everything. Some of the lighting is a little bit the same. But this truck here has been run up and down the roads of Europe. It has starred in many a red eye. And we'll talk a little bit about those red eyes later on. If you don't know what those are, you're really missing out. But yeah, it's driven at a very high rate of speed. The music has been blasted out of the windows of this thing, and it has been involved in many crashes, unfortunately. Some very epic crashes, but it's a Pete. It stands up to the test. It's tried and true, and we have a lot of fun with this mod that has been around, like I said, for some time. And I'll give the link for the 1.9 that we're using, and for most of you I'll give the link there for the 1.10, which is what you'll want to use if you're running the newest edition that came out a few weeks ago for Euro Truck. Okay, jumping back to our much more practical version, one thing I'd like to point out, if you do run these trucks, that you will probably want to raise that middle axle there, the third axle in the back, because one thing I found out is that the truck has a really hard time turning once you put weight on the back end if that axle's down, and you can simply do that by hitting the U key. Looks like it there, it's raised up. So really it's there for just looks, I guess, because with the wheel down, it seems to do okay when you don't have a load, but as soon as you drop weight on the back, it's really hard to turn this truck. So besides that, it is just an outstanding mod. Let's go ahead and take a look at the specs of it. Here you can see it is the 389 series, an 8x4 chassis is what we're running here, the Ultra Cab Unibuilt. Left-hand steering, of course. We've got 815 horsepower. Now, they do have an 840 horsepower engine for it. I believe that that one is the Cat motor. They also got the Cummins. I mean, there's a lot of engine choices, but the second most powerful as far as torque and horsepower engine is the Detroit diesel, and that's the one we're running today at 815. And the main reason is the sound of this engine is awesome. The engine brakes, or Jake brake, is, I think, the best with this truck, with this engine in this truck, than all of the others. But there is a little bit more powerful engine option. This one gets the job done. Again, there's your torque there at 4,000. We've got an 18-speed transmission, as well as 237-gallon fuel tank. And honestly, I'm not sure how that stacks up against any other trucks, but it seems like we get pretty good range out of it. And real quickly, since this might be the last time that we end up doing Euro Truck, I just wanted to point out how far I made in this game that I've been playing for just over 3 years now. Hit level 43, which would have been a lot higher had we not crashed and smashed so much in our Twitch live stream in the Red Eyes. I ended up getting the rank of King of the Road. I'm sure most of you that have played the game for a while probably have the same thing. I think that's from level 40 and above. Driving distance, I did 126,000 miles. Basically, that's about, I think it said 202 or 210,000 kilometers. So got over the 200,000 there. And of course, my rating, ironically enough, is 10.0. I don't know, that might be questionable. But we've got our progress history. As far as that goes, I've got total distance again there. Distance while on duty, free roam, roads explored. I still have got about a quarter of the roads left to explore. I've actually finished 254 deliveries. I've had 5 get canceled. We won't talk about those. Total game time spent, 243 days. And then playing time is 194 hours, 33 minutes. Now, I do have 350, I think it was, on Steam. There was a time that I had done a lot of multiplayer 2 years ago when that first came out, and I did that on a different save. So this one only has recorded 194 there. So that's how far we made her. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at our freight. Now, we're up here in Bergen, and we're going to be hauling down to Rotterdam. I found a pretty interesting little piece of cargo to haul. Now, we're going to be starting out here in Bergen and hauling all the way down to Rotterdam in the Netherlands. We have got this M1126 Striker at 15 tons. So it'll be a modded, one of the Jazzy Cat modded trailers, of course. I don't know which Jazzy Cat pack I'm running. It's probably from about October, the last time I updated. So, but this is going to be the Striker at 15 ton, and I'm really looking forward to that one because of the fact that if we keep the load a little bit lighter, we'll be able to keep our speed up there as well. So let's go ahead and mark that on our GPS, and we finally get to fire up this beauty. All right, there she is. Beautiful sound. And we're gonna go ahead and get her in gear and head on out. Get our parking brake off. Or it was already off. Must have bumped it. I should have shown you the inside or interior of the other truck. Basically, it looks just like this, except the wood grain on the dash is all like the stainless, kind of like the same color you see on the steering wheel. Looks really sharp. And I gotta check our fuel here. Yeah, let's go ahead and top our tank off. This one does have 4 reverse gears here. Gotta be careful so we don't run into something going that fast backwards though. Alright, well, we're just waiting to pull out of the lot. We've got her all fueled up and ready to go. Now something else I'd like to mention, like the version from 1.2 where we have the apple and the fly on the dash, every time you turn the wheel it rolls back and forth. We did a vote on Twitch to either have that put in again or not, since they give you the option to take that out. And you can see the little fly there right off to the right of the steering wheel. He'll fly around in front of our face. We did a vote on Twitch, and everybody wanted that put back in. So I would have probably not done that, but we gotta get out of the yard here. Where exactly are we going? Oh my goodness, we just knocked the sign down in our yard. We're gonna go around the block here. Having a hard time getting around the corner. Take the long way around. Now I'd also like to mention that I am running another mod just for the winter time here called the Frost mod. A lot of people are, including... We're not off to a good start here. I think I just ran over the flower box back there. So the Frost mod, I think from what I understand, they are running that as well on the multiplayer servers. So we threw her in there. Bergen is so weird getting out of because you got this little road thing here. Oh, we're off to the races now. And I already got a speeding offense. That's one thing that I just don't pay a lot of attention to. It's a good thing they don't take away from your leveling up. Now that is something that they could definitely add in the future. It would make it a lot more difficult, that's for sure. Stuck behind a bus. Looks like we gotta drive out of town a little bit. I've actually picked up at this place a few times. It always feels weird because I feel like I'm driving away. And something else that we're gonna do today, instead of going out of town to pick this up and then come back into Bergen, jump on the ferry, we're gonna drive our way through Norway. Oh, it is right here. Started looking at the back of the bus and... Alright. I don't know which place it is on here. Oh, it is this one. Oh my goodness. Goof that up. Alright, let's grab this load. Okay, here is our load. Let's go ahead and take this job. Got to get backed up to it over here. This is a little bit longer of a trailer, too. Nope, we have the short trailer. Oh, nice. Thought we were picking up the green one that's right next to it. Let's get ourselves straightened out here a little bit more so that when we go to pull out it's not quite so difficult. Okay, got a swinger wide. Yeah, this is definitely a pretty short trailer. I haven't hauled a trailer this short in a while. This again is the Striker at 15 ton. You kind of need to offload that and go have little spin tires. And this one will make us about $52,000. We'll take another look at it outside here. So this is what we're hauling. Let's see if we can zoom back a little bit. Not too bad. This truck should easily be able to handle it. Watch the curb there. Okay, and last thing we need to do that I can think of is go in here and change our route. Now this is something I've been asking for a long time, but it looks like we're probably going to want to head down this way. So I think if we just add this town, this is where we're going to catch the ferry. We'll just put a mark there and it should change us. Yeah, it did. Alright, perfect. So we'll be running down through this whole new DLC. I wanted to do at least one more run because this definitely is my favorite country so far to drive in Norway. Sweden is pretty nice too, but it's just such a beautiful drive going all through here. We did this in the last driver log back last summer. And then we get to haul through Denmark and all the way out here to Rotterdam in the Netherlands. Bring up our GPS, and I think we're ready to hit the road. After all these buses, of course. Oh my goodness, the buses. Must be early morning. Yeah, it's evening. Evening traffic. Alright. None of them wanted to let a trucker go. Oh my goodness! Jesus! Right out in front of me. Oh man. Doing everything to bite my tongue there, letting some choice words fly. Just about had our first crash already. I'm telling you, the drivers, they just can't be trusted. Oh, try to get me shifted here. Swinger wide on the corner. There we go. Love getting the revs up on this truck and hearing the turbo, and that's something else I'll go ahead and get out of the way. Probably the biggest, I'd guess it'd be a complaint or a criticism that I get on these driver logs is how high I rev the engine and how I'm damaging my virtual truck. I think I said this in all driver logs. I have driven a large truck like this before. I was never a trucker. We had a semi-wrecker. I've driven a school bus. I definitely know that you don't rev this high in real life, but in this game, because it is a game and because there is no damage taken by getting your revs up, I have found over and over again that I get better performance out of my truck when I hold those revs up. And the main reason why I do that, why I rev up, is because I don't have a shifter on my floor like you see on this truck. I have a G27 that has 6 gears, 6 speeds, so I have to basically jump by 3s. I have to go 3, 6, 9, 12, and onwards from there. And so what I have found is that you'll basically, if you jump in gears like that, because it's just a lot easier when you're using these shifters, since this isn't real life, if you don't get your revs up, you'll end up basically just dumping the gear and it'll not really go too well. And so it's kind of a bypass, since this is a game, to be able to use this without having to fumble around with pushing all these buttons to switch from 1 and then push another button to get into 2 and push another button to get into 3. It's just so much easier to use the 6 gears that are given on the Logitech G27. So that's the main reason why I purposely in this game rev high. So it just absolutely drives me nuts when people complain about that on these videos, and I think they forget that this is, at the end of the day, a game. And if I wanted to do real life trucking, I would probably go get my CDL license and just go ahead and take off and do that, but I have no desire for that. So we're gonna haul down the road here. The Frost mod is a lot of fun. It's something different as far as kind of, you know, gives you this light snow. Probably how much of Europe does have winter. I don't think a lot of Europe, not Sweden and Norway, of course, where we are right now in Norway. I know they get a hard winter, but I think a lot of the rest of Europe really doesn't have a real hard winter like we get in the northern part of the US and, of course, all of Canada. And so I like to like to have something with a little bit more snow. We had that mod last year. I should have went over to the right. Gosh dang it. That's one of the nice things about this DLC is you don't have to stop for all these suckers. Oh my goodness. That's why you gotta get those revs up. If you shift when it's at 15, you'll just drop. She won't move. It's just a lot easier to do that where you can jump through the threes. If I get in a really hilly area, I'll drop down to this gear set right here, or even jump up to neutral here. Can actually pop into first, there we go, and jump through this gear set. But normally I'll just keep her on the highs. If you went and shifted first, second, third, all the way up, I mean, you would just, it becomes such a cluster with trying to work all these buttons while you're trying to shift. It's almost physically impossible to do with your hand. Now we just got to get Cytec to make a precision control system for a Euro Truck, giving us a lot more gears. Be kind of neat. I've been enjoying the heck out of the farm sim wheel that they so kindly provided us. Those of you that are interested in those wheels, if you've seen us use it in our live stream, definitely go over to our Amazon page. If you go to our Twitch page, or at the top of our YouTube page here, we have a link for our Amazon store, and you can find that Cytec steering wheel setup on there. We've been running it now since it came out in October, and just really enjoying it. And the G27 is working fantastic for the Euro Truck, and again the American Truck. I assume it'll be just as good for that as well. Gotta get in the right gear. They want you to slow down in these tunnels a little bit. I probably should be running in kilometers, but a lot of our fan base for the Twitch live streams, where I mainly play this game, are all in the US here, so we'll get to do some jake braking on these hills that are coming up. Goodness, I almost hit that rail. I cannot drive in third person. It just makes the steering like so much more sensitive. And it's, if you touch it a little bit, it just goes all over, and then of course if you overcorrect, you're gonna end up flipping her. See, here's where we're gonna have to drop down on this hill to 17. Do some button pushing. Looks like we got the snow to stop here. High and low on the wipers. That's another feature they added not too long ago. I think it was this past summer. One of the updates. Again, I'll give the links to this truck below. Oh man, I hope he slows down. I didn't see him till the last minute. One thing I don't like about those the way the barriers are, I kind of wish that, I don't know, in a way I kind of wish there was like cement, like, or you know, like a barricade or construction. It'd be a little bit more believable than just having white X's. Now, there is a lot of road construction in a lot of places you go. What is that fly doing out in the middle of winter? My cab must be really dirty. I should have probably left that out. But like I said, the viewers over on Twitch, they absolutely want that fly in there. They find it entertaining, I guess. But yeah, the construction barricades would be a lot more believable to me anyway. That one nasty little hill there. We'll have to get some outside Jake braking. Such a beautiful sound. Hazard lights are a little bit annoying in this view though. See if we can turn those off. Whoop, we gotta stop here. A lot of windy roads. I wish it was daylight, but that's part of this mod with the frost mod, is it gives you a lot more darkness like the winter. In fact, up in this region here, I think it's dark most of the time in this mod. I could be wrong on that though. Seems like every time I've been up here it's dark. Even, you know, middle of the day it'll of course be some light in the sky, but stays pretty wintry. Oh man, another speeding offense. Give that guy my brights. Just love hearing that sound. We need to get some really big hills, so I think we've got a few coming up. See, some construction barrels would have been nice on that road back there. And we'll talk about that too. Some of the things in the... Oh, I'm getting flashed with the brights. Jeez, these people. They're really sensitive about that. Can't hardly see if I don't have them on. I'm kind of a selfish driver when it comes to that in here. I don't really care a lot about the virtual drivers in here, the AIs, and their feelings. But some of the things that I'm hoping to see out of American Truck, for one, I'm very excited that it is coming out. For those of you that maybe have heard or haven't heard, there is 2 states that we're going to get at release. California, which of course we always knew that. That's what they advertise. And they're also going to have the free DLC of Nevada on day 1. And they said Arizona won't be too much farther down the line, and that also will be free DLC. So in total we'll have 2 states at start and then 3 not too long after. And their desire is to push as far down to in North America as the equator they had mentioned. Now, I don't think any of that stuff is in the works yet, adding Mexico and whatnot, but they have definitely talked about obviously doing all of US, and I'm assuming here, I haven't heard, but I'm assuming they'd throw some or a good majority of Canada in there. And I think it'd be quite neat if you could go all the way up to Alaska, since it is one of the 50 states. But they said specifically that we as consumers would vote with our wallet. So that basically means that when they roll out these DLCs, the more that we buy, the more that we get. And I would love to be able to drive coast to coast, at least in the US. I think that would be a lot of fun. That guy, I'm kind of jealous he's hauling a train, but it'd be slowing us down pretty good here. One thing I've noticed, this truck is not working a whole lot going through these hills. And from what I've been told, the states that we have right now are scaled up quite a bit. And just from taking some German in high school, I remember the fact that Germany, obviously part of Eurotruck here, if Germany was a state in the US, it'd be the 4th largest, about the same size as the state of Montana here in the US. So with France being a little bigger than Germany, I'm just guessing that it might be the size of about California. So if you think of California, California's our 3rd largest state. Kind of gives you an idea of how small American Truck will be, but there's that whole other aspect that they have scaled it up. And from what I understand, it is actually going to take a while to drive across California. And so I can't wait to jump in there and find out exactly how that's all gonna work out, you know. And again, with them adding in Nevada and soon Arizona, it should give us a good little area to drive. And if they really have scaled it up quite a bit, just imagine how long it'll take you to drive coast to coast in the US, or even drive down into Mexico, or drive down into or up to Canada, or you know, from Canada to Mexico. I mean, it would really be awesome to experience that. So we don't know what we're going to get in the future, but one thing I'm definitely hoping that they implement a lot more in that game is the business aspect. I really hope that they do a lot of work around that, as far as, I mean, just in a nutshell, making the game more difficult. If you look at my money there, it looks like some people that play this game that cheat the money in, and anybody that's watched our Twitch live streams over the past year or two, almost 2 years, coming up here later this spring, summer, we haven't cheated a penny in. This is all legit earned money, and I don't play the game all that much. This guy has stopped here. And we're up to basically $33 million. And of course, I should be buying every garage I come across. I've actually bought 4 or 5 the last time I live streamed. But it just is way too easy. The business model, especially after level 30 when you unlock all the truck upgrades, just never really gave me a desire to want to keep pushing, want to keep putting on the miles. Of course, I always enjoy getting behind the wheel in the game and driving. It's a lot of fun to be able to tow these loads across Europe and again soon North America, or the US for now. But I definitely want a lot more dynamic business model. It's something I've spoke of many times in the live stream, and all of our viewers, we've all thrown our ideas together, and we've come up with so many awesome ideas. Riding on this bus's tail here, he was kind of hitting the brakes on me. There's that darn fly. Man, I wish I would have not put that in here. Oh well. I love going through all these tunnels, but they always make me think I'm gonna hit the side of them. Another thing I'd like to see too is that I want some incentive when I do hire employees, when I do buy up a trucking garage and I you know, get all the trucks. I want to have some incentive to actually upgrade the trucks for my employees instead of just buying the bare bones model. I think that, you know, if we were to put money into even like the paint jobs or just the interiors, giving them the upgraded interior, or obviously a bigger horsepower engine, that there would be some incentive. Maybe their morale, maybe they'd want to drive more, or I don't know. Can't really drive more as far as hours per day, because that's kind of regulated by our DOT and stuff like that. We're definitely going to hang right this time. Toll of $11 paid. Always get stuck behind a freaking bus. Oh my goodness, on a hill. In a no passing zone. And we're losing speed and there's a truck coming, please. Oh goodness. And we gave the guy the brights. Only in virtual trucking world. Be getting into some trouble if I did that in RL. But yeah, I just want more incentive to have to, you know, work hard and have my employees get their trucks upgraded, and maybe have more breakdowns, maybe trucks that need to be retired. That's kind of a model that we had, although it may not work because of the timeline. In Railroad Tycoon, I'm gonna shift here. Railroad Tycoon 3, you actually had to retire your trains after so long. Otherwise, they started breaking down a lot. And I know that part, I guess, wouldn't be very realistic when you're talking about trucks that have, you know, most of these trucks in our company we've been running over the last few years. I think they're just now getting up over 100,000 miles, or, you know, approaching the, what is that, like 150, 200,000 kilometers. So that might not be very realistic. At least there'd be some pretty unhappy customers of that brand of truck if their trucks were breaking down already. But, you know, it would be nice. It would be nice to have the option to buy used trucks, or have to buy used trucks to save money. And those trucks could have problems. You know, it could be very expensive to purchase a new truck. So we may have to buy used trucks. And those used trucks do save us money on the front end as far as buying them, but they maybe break down more. I mean, they need to do more. SCS has made a wonderful simulator as far as trucking, but real life trucking comes with a lot of hardships. It's not all easy breezy, and you're just pulling in millions. So look at that, we just went over a 33 million mark right there. I just made, I don't know, $40,000. I guess one of my drivers finished a load or something. The money just pours in. And again, I have not hacked or cheated a penny. In fact, this save that we're running right now, at one time 2 years ago, I even did some multiplayer where I was getting hit by other drivers and it was costing me millions and millions of dollars. Jeez, I thought that guy was going to pull out in front of me. I was in the hole in the summer of 2014 with this profile, and I had to come back to single player with it. And then after that, I took a different profile and went multiplayer, and again, that one ran in the hole, and then I just quit doing multiplayer. Whoops. There we go. Missed a gear. And honestly, that time in multiplayer, the most enjoyable part for me was just actually having some hardships. Trying to get those loads in, because I was getting hit, the damage, I mean, people running into you. If you remember back then, there was Collision in the City when it first came out. And you'd be in the truck area and people would be lagging out and slamming into you, and alright, we are coming up to... I can't believe we already drove through Norway. That went so quick. Now we're going to jump on the ferry, boogie across to Denmark, where we would have been in the first place. If we would have went back to Bergen and jumped on the ferry, it would have ferried us all around Norway. But what fun is that? I guess we missed most of Norway since it was dark. And speaking of miss, I just missed my turn. Can't tell if anybody's behind me. Oh man, that's scary. Sorry, I'm the tourist. I'm the tourist goof. I just want to make sure nobody's behind me. I just can't see back. Yes, there is a car back there. Oh, ouch. Oh, does that suck? We just hit it. I hope the boss don't find out about this. We better get the hell out of here before, Oh, no, that's not right. I always do that. We gotta go down here and board the ship. That's if you're gonna pick up a load. Gotta get on the Polaris lines, I think they call it. Wrong way? What? Am I really in the wrong way? Now it's confusing me. What is this? I don't think I'm in the wrong way. I must have been a little bit too far over to the left. Jeez. Pretty anal around this place. Oh yes, get to board the ship. We'll take a break in here. Just to annoy everybody on the boat. Wake up! It's 1 o'clock in the morning. It's actually 2 o'clock in the morning. Alright. Let's go ahead and view. So, Kristanasan. Probably murdered that one. Anyway, that's where we're jumping right across the pond here. Now that's the horn that we need to have on this thing. Or at least a train horn. Alright. Apparently they unloaded our truck for us. Very convenient. I wonder if you could drive back and get back on it. Suppose they'd let you. Alright. Jump the curb. Let's go ahead and see what that third axle does with sound. It doesn't seem to affect me with this load. This is only 15 ton. I know if you get about double this, it definitely will. It puts so much weight on the back that the front wheels no longer steer. And they may have worked that out in version 1.10, or they may not have. And honestly, I've not driven a truck with 3 axles down, so maybe in real life it does the same thing and it's not actually a problem with the mod, it's just realistic. I mean, it kind of makes sense if you have 3 axles with a bunch of weight on them. It'd be extremely hard for those front tires to tell those other 3 axles where to go. Oh, please don't pull out. There's a broken texture. I got a couple trailers in this one pack that have broken texture. So you'll see other trucks pulling them and they'll be glowing bright red. I guess it's a missing texture. We're going to be hanging on the left. On this wonderful journey. And it's still dark. That really didn't take that long. 3 hours? I guess that's about what it probably take. 3 hours on the ferry. Already in Gear 18. I was watching a video the other day and I saw where I rode on the rumble strip. And it kind of stuck out to me because it was really loud. Like it is in real life around here if you drive on the rumble strip. But here you can hardly hear it. And it kind of stuck out to me because I thought, hey, I remember the rumble strip. Did they get rid of that? And they haven't, but again, for the longest time, I usually have music rolling when I'm trucking, and I don't hear these rumble strips. And back a year or two ago, you definitely did hear it and you felt it too. I barely feel it in the G27 nowadays. So we're rolling through a frosty Denmark. We are definitely getting our speed up. Definitely speeding, but that's okay. Right through this tunnel. Might as well make up some ground while we can. All those brights. I use them a lot. I know it's not realistic, but it helps people see, especially when you're trying to make a video or live stream. I don't mind it as much when I can't see in front of me, but you kind of miss out on all of your surroundings when you can't see. So again, I kind of stick it to the virtual drivers and say, hey, you're just going to be blinded. And at the end of the day, they seem to drive okay. This guy in front of us probably has a headache though. So about 548 more miles to go. I should check the route on the map too, just to make sure that we're going where we want to. Slow down a little bit. Alright, it looks like we're going to be basically taking the main drag down through Denmark, and I just don't want to be jumping off on any little twisty highway. Probably should. Well, let's see. We could probably try to knock... that's going to be a little bit out of our way. I've never been up and around through here yet, which is kind of crazy. And I think we might go ahead and mark that on our route. It's not really out of our way, but we'll come up through the north side of Amsterdam here, and there's probably a pretty awesome bridge up here that I've never been on in all this time. So we'll alter our route there, and then we'll drop down into here, and then right over to Rotterdam. So it should go by pretty quickly. Hopefully we'll be hitting some daylight here in the next few hours. The truck is working right now. Something else that I think would be really neat to see in American truck is, instead of getting speeding tickets with speed cameras, which we don't really have around here in the US, if we actually got the speeding tickets by getting pulled over by an actual police officer of some sort, I know that would be quite a lot to build into the game, but it would definitely add realism instead of having the speed cameras. And I can't speak as far as California because I've not been to that state, but I've been to Arizona and Nevada, and there really isn't speed cameras set up all over the side of the road. At least there wasn't a little while back when I was there. So I hope not to see too many random speed traps. One thing that we definitely will like is in Nevada and Arizona is the higher speed limits, especially compared to Europe here, and the big wide open roads. I'm looking for huge wide open roads just to really get out and crank that speed open. Put the pedal to the metal and go. Kind of like we are right now. This thing is topped out here. We're going 85. I love this. We can get her up to about 90. This truck is a little bit slower, but at the end of the day, if you're hauling a really heavy load, it does it as good, or actually better than anything. It's not a tippy truck. If you're hauling a big 73-ton load, this is the truck you want for that job. Come on. Kind of riding this guy here. Hopefully get the hell out of the way. Oh man, they just don't want to move over. So as we spoke about earlier, it has been since May since I did a driver log. There was no particular reason why I stepped away from doing the driver logs. I definitely miss them. They're a lot of fun to do. Of course, we have a lot more folks asking about our farm videos, and we get asked 2,000 times weekly on the YouTube and over on our Twitch. We get people that pop in on the Twitch streams all the time saying, hey, where's Chorlog? Where's Chorlog 8? And I don't really know. We haven't set any timeline as far as when we'll jump back on the Chorlog. I honestly did take off the month of June. No, sorry, July the 3rd or something was the last time we did one. Chorlog 7. And I took the month of July last year off to just focus on other things. But as many of you know, heck, the last time that we made a driver log or a chore log, we lived in a different house in a different state, and this past fall I was very busy, you know, doing the house build here. We custom built, well, we didn't build it, we of course hired somebody to custom build a home for us. Well, when you custom build a home and you have a lot of different things you're asking for to be done, and specifically some of the upgrades we had done, as well as having this studio. We're actually in a studio now instead of just a home office or just a regular bedroom. This studio has some special things done to help us in getting the things done we need to do. It just required me to really step away for a long time, and although I didn't want to, at the end of the day, it's a huge, I mean, it's a huge decision that a person has to make when they custom build a home. If you're not there, things might not be getting done the way you want them or need them to be done. And there was definitely a few huge things that we had caught that almost were not done to what we were paying for. So I definitely don't have any regrets as far as having to take the time off. And of course, in October the house was complete, and for 2 solid months it was nothing but moving, setting things up, changing things, house projects. And it wasn't until just a few days ago, towards the end of January, well, really around right before Christmas, we got done with our house projects. But then the end of this past month in January here, we finally got the last couple of little minor things done. So it's been an ongoing project. And during November, our first month up and running in the new studio, we pretty much that month decided to try full-time streaming hours. I think it was about 40 or 50 hours a week. And I think one of those or two of those weeks I did near 60. We kind of did a full-time thing over on Twitch. And that really took us away from YouTube, but I wanted to kind of see how I would handle it, how the channel would handle it, and we ended up pulling back because I could quickly tell that it was going to effectively kill off our YouTube channel, and that is something I didn't want. So we basically have had to try to find this balance to be able to do both YouTube and Twitch. And I also want to say thank you so much to all of our subscribers over here on YouTube, because this past month, actually just a week ago, we rolled over the 50,000 subscriber mark, and we're halfway to our first goal of hitting the 100,000 and getting our silver play button award. So definitely something that we're looking forward to. I want to get this channel going and get it off the ground, but and it's another reason why I wanted to do a driver log before we started rolling out some of our other videos. Gunnin Gamers channel will be having a lot of changing. The Twitch viewers always like to say Gunnin has changed, and it always cracks me up, but our YouTube channel will be changing. I'm going to be focusing our YouTube channel more on what it originally started out, and it had started out as more of an FPS game. And I've always had a love for simulators, and we kind of went pretty hard down the simulator road for about a year or two and excluded everything else. And at the end of the day, I play a lot of different games, and this YouTube channel was supposed to be about me and the games that I play, and the games that I enjoy, and the games that I'm good at or trying to get good at. And I want to include a variety, because I am a variety gamer. And so we're going to be looking at a lot of different kinds of videos. We're going to, of course, be doing a lot of American Truck. We're not leaving Euro Truck per se, but when they release new content, we'll come back. But I don't know if we'll ever have another driver log in Euro Truck. I think it'll be kind of just pushing forward with these huge expansions, or hopefully DLCs coming for American Truck. So I have driven, yeah, I'm still in Germany. So up here is when we're probably going to pick up onto the new road. I was supposed to move over there, but oh well. About to hit the 90. Got a little bit of a hill there to help us out. We're really moving along here. This is great. I do need to stop for fuel. There's a lot of fuel stops along here, so I'm not too worried, but get off over here and then I don't know. Whoa. So we'll be doing some of our farm videos, but I can tell you that we're gonna be starting into some of the survival MMO FPS kind of games, and the first one you're gonna see a lot of videos coming up here in the near future is Rust. I've been talking about Rust and playing a lot of Rust in our Twitch live streams for the past month. It is one of the best games that I've ever played, and it's still in early access. I can't even tell you the last time I became addicted to a game, but Rust has blown my socks off, and it is a phenomenal game. I highly encourage you to go and check it out. We'll be rolling out some videos for it, because that's what I've been doing lately. And it's only $20 over there on Steam, and it most definitely has the Gun and Gamer's seal of approval. I cannot recommend a game, any game on Steam right now, higher than I can Rust. And it's just so much fun. It's so easy to learn. The crafting is simple. The building is fun. The surviving, the FPS part of the game is outstanding. It's great, and I really look forward to where that game is going as well. Some of the other things that we're going to be taking a look at possibly too that I'm getting into is a game called 7 Days to Die, which is kind of hard to explain. It's post-apocalyptic zombie survival, but the best way of putting it is kind of like adult Minecraft. So we're going to definitely jump into that. I've purchased that one recently and I'm trying to learn it. So I'm hoping to get some videos rolling out. Another speeding offense. We're not slowing down. Oh yes we are. Beautiful sound. So there's just a lot of different things that we're going to be taking a look at, and of course I will be inevitably at one point or another bringing out some videos of the Farming Simulator 15, since we do enjoy that. I do stream that every Sunday. If you haven't not for some reason gone over and checked out Gun and Gamers on Twitch, I highly encourage you to. That is basically where we've been going. If you've been wondering where are the videos, I have been focusing very, very hard on our Twitch channel lately, and that's again not to say that I don't want to get our YouTube channel going hard again so that we can get that, at least a silver play button on the wall, and then start working from for goals from there. But again, I just want to say thank you to all 50,000 subscribers. I think we just tipped over 51. Thank you so much for sticking with us, even with the lack of content that we've had over here on YouTube. But I do want to let you all know we will be adding a lot of different game genres to our lineup, as well as the simulators. We're going to be doing a lot of other stuff as well. I have to, at the end of the day, make videos of games that I ultimately play and enjoy, and I definitely do not want a channel that is only focused on playing one type of game, or just one game in general, or even one type of game. I want to have a nice variety. I just missed a service station. How's that darn fly? I should open my windows and freeze them out. I'd like to apologize for putting that in here. I am running out of fuel. I just realized that a while back I was getting low. I usually wait for the light to come on. You can go good distance with the light on, but my luck, we won't have fuel for a while. It'll make things interesting. I saw the last couple service stations, thought, we're going to keep pushing, and then the very last one there, I did totally miss, did not see it. This road I've never traveled in 3 years. It's a little bit out of our way, but hopefully we'll still get our load there on time. I think we should be okay. My guy is getting pretty tired, so we'll have to take a little rest when we stop for fuel. Kind of swerving our lane here. So as far as our Twitch channel goes, again, that's twitch.tv/gunandgamers. I highly encourage you to go check it out, because by the time you see this video, by the middle of the upcoming week, when American Truck is out, we are going to be hitting American Truck hard. And I'll probably be carrying my first look video over from American Truck to good old YouTube so that we can all enjoy that. And then... uh-oh, there's the yawns coming. Then we'll be, hopefully, next month in February, releasing our very first driver log #1 for American Truck. If all goes well, and I'm sure it will, I'm going to work my hardest to get some of these videos back up on the channel. They'll probably be a little bit shorter, though, because I'm assuming our driving might be a little shorter, just because of the way that this game worked. When you start out, they don't let you go very far. You have to level your way up, which would be okay. I'm not gonna lie, I think some 30-minute videos would be a good thing for our channel. And I've always been a fan of the longer videos. It's kind of been our style, but I am thinking a little bit about changing that up. And that's where the comment section is important. I do read every comment, even though I've been absent from putting videos on the YouTube lately. That doesn't mean that about 8-10 times a day I'm not checking my comments and responding to most of them and checking my messages, and I'm still here. I haven't disappeared and run off to do something else. Alright, fuel and a rest stop are coming up. meters. Go ahead and move over here. Love the sound of the turbo. It's not overdone at all with this engine. Some of them, this mod actually in general has been fantastic, but there's a few mods out there that they've overdone the turbo sound. As I think, if it's the same mod, I think in version 1.2 it was overdone a little bit. They've nailed it pretty good here. Oh, we'll shut her down and fuel up. Alright, now we just gotta pull forward and... whoops. Had my parking brake on. I don't think we're gonna fit here. Oh boy. This may be a case of... oh, hey, we got it right there. Sometimes you gotta unhook these modded trailers. Or maybe just all trailers in general. It's kind of a weird place to be parked. But I'm not gonna complain, it works for me. Let's shut the truck down. And unfortunately have to grab some shut-eye and lose out on our daylight. Alright, well, we're back in the saddle again. Let's go ahead and turn off our parking brake and fire this baby up. Such a beautiful sound. sometimes it's nice to just be quiet and listen to that beautiful sound. Definitely one of the best sounding trucks. Well, I'd say it is the best sounding truck so far. I think that's why nearly everybody that plays Euro Truck has installed this mod. I'm still looking for more speed out of it. We just need a little bit more speed. We're already up to the 85. We must be going downhill right now. I definitely like having the option for the high and low and the wipers. There's the hill is kicking us a little bit. And there's another sleeping area up here. That's kind of weird. Oh, we went through that country pretty quick. Okay. Must be coming into Belgium. I guess I missed the sign and the flag. We're somewhere in Northern Europe. Definitely haven't seen anything that stands out too much yet. We should be seeing a whole lot of water. Again, that's the only problem about playing with this frost mod, or winter mod as I refer to it, is that, oh, that's really neat. It's one of those jacks. Holy cow. See, you see something new on every route. But yeah, it just gets dark in here. It does sleet or snow. I guess it's more of a snow. Does that a lot more. And the other day, I've been playing with this turned on for about a month, and I'm really starting to miss having the I don't know, nicer weather, longer daylight hours. But this I turned on right about 2 weeks before Christmas, and it just felt so much nicer around Christmas time. So here's that city that I never discovered. Really tempted to jump off and go discover it, but hopefully with this little bit that I'm discovering here, I'll be up to my 75%. And I got a speeding offense. That way I can always remember this place. I'll have to come back for my court date. It definitely, it'd be nice to say at least I've explored 3/4. Granted, we were at 74 point something, 3. That'll probably get me over my 75%. And there must be a few back roads here and there that I just haven't discovered. And of course, like that town right there, I didn't drive around. I actually didn't discover that town. But that's okay. I'm not somebody that hunts every achievement. I guess maybe it would have been sort of fun, and I'm really tempted to do it in American Truck, just because I have traveled around, again, not California. I've never been there. I've been so close. Could see it. But I've been to so many of the states and all over the United States and many different times, and if they added the whole country, I would definitely like to get an achievement, for visiting all the cities, or, trying to get to that 100% completionist. And one thing I'm going to do different too is I am going to invest in garages early on, and I'm going to take it a little bit more serious. Again, I am sitting on now 33.5 million. We've earned almost $1 million just in our drive. Oh, look at that, 91. Jesus, we're flying. That's the way I like to do her, though. Oh my goodness. It's just my driving style. I like to put her pedal to right to the rug and just bury it and go. It makes it a lot more interesting for me, to do this game, and kind of it's more challenging. I'm not a big fan of just putzing at the 55, or I guess that'd be what, 90, as we smash into the back of the school bus. See, that makes it interesting. That was close. Not sure what we're coming up to here. This looks like one heck of a bridge. There should be a huge bridge. Oh, this is awesome. Why does it have to be nighttime? This is where we saw that bridge on the map earlier. Obviously, I'm sure there's a name for it. Oh, looked like that bus just hit the guardrail. Such a distraction though harder driving this load. I know anytime I've seen a military vehicle going down the interstate, it definitely catches my attention. Trying to drive and stare at the load on the back. My load is definitely cooler than his, so. Alright, get the hay out of the way. If this was a red eye, I would just run them right off the road. So they must have built a man-made little, whatever you want to call it out here, a little bit of road, I'm guessing. Granted, it's a game, but I'll have to check this out on Google Earth later. Oh, almost sideswiped. That is really cool. We're like, oh, we're crossing into another country here. There's a statue. Man, I wish it was not such horrible weather. Look at that old ship. There's just too much cool stuff going on around here. We have to go into the photo mode here just so I can look around for a minute. Love this mode, by the way. Let's see if we can get up higher. Look at that. There's a ship out there. Just a bunch of water and an island. Kind of makes for a cool picture, though. We won't take one today. We got driving to do. These I do not like. Why is that? Like, okay. What is this? Is this like a dam or something? What is this little area that we're driving through? I'm a confused tourist. Look at that. Is it like a hydro plant or something? I'm gonna have to check this out on Google. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Not recommended to do that in third person. Lots of water. Well, we're only 68 more miles until we hit our destination. We haven't flipped her or rolled her over yet. And I can't remember in the beginning of the video if we talked about it or not, but I did mention that other black Peterbilt that we have is used on our red eyes. People ask all the time. We got people that stop in our stream and ask, what is a red eye? Honestly, it's too bad that we haven't gotten acknowledgement from SCS about the red eye. I'm gloating a little bit there, but the red eye is kind of taken on its own thing. It's basically where very late at night, at least US time, some of the Europeans will catch it as they're waking up, and I'll tell you what, it's a hell of a show to wake up to in the morning. But it's basically where we celebrate every 10 new subscribers or every 1,000 new followers over on our Twitch channel. I do what is called Red Eye Runnin' with Gunnin', and what it is we drive, usually in a driving game like Zero Truck about 99% of the time lately. We used to do like the crew, we did a couple Red Eye Racing, things like that. But it's Red Eye Runnin'. We drive the truck, pretty much the rules unwritten, don't use the brakes. We do definitely, there are times of course I have to use a brake. We don't follow the traffic laws so well. It's just about seeing how fast we can get the load from point A to point B. We jam out to 80s and a little bit of 90s, a little bit of late 70s hairband, which will always turn into listening to heavy metal. The heavy metal will be blasted about as loud as it gets, and I would be willing to play other types of music, even though heavy metal is one of my favorites. But it is always demanded, no matter what I play, our crowd wants the heavy metal. They want the Texas Hippie Coalition, the Pantera, the Metallica, Megadeth, all of that. Some Slayer, some Soulfly, all the good stuff. We jam out super loud. I have been known, well, it happens every time. I do consume a lot of adult beverages, and a lot of our viewers have turned it into a drinking game. Unfortunately, when our truck gets nicked up, when our trailer has mishaps, we flip, we crash, whatever, it turns into a drinking game, and it's a lot of fun. A group of people sit in the TeamSpeak channel, and after the show, I'll usually, of course, get out, and I can tell they've all been laughing quite a bit hysterically, and maybe overindulged a little bit in their adult beverages, and it's just a really good time. I've never had somebody, while there are always a few unsuspecting people that are looking for a stuffy, some stuffy old guy playing like Euro Truck, every way it's supposed to be, and we're definitely not that. We enjoy our heavy metal and our beverages and our speed, and of course, and then you've got where I'm trying to read the chat at the same time, which is like texting and driving. Just so many bad things that are happening, but it makes for a heck of a fun show. I enjoy doing them. It's a time for our community to come together, kick back, relax, let your hair down, so to speak, especially if you're into hairband music, and just just enjoy the time together. And for a lot of us, we're married, have kids and all that sort of thing. Some people just settle down, whatever. We don't go out to the bar anymore. It's really that time, and that was what I kind of originally was shooting for it'll be a year and a half ago, the fall of 2014, when I did the first Red Eyes, and I was trying to kind of replace the bar scene for a lot of our viewers that don't get around to getting out there anymore, like I haven't for years. So if you're around, we never announce when they're going to be, and the VODs are always deleted immediately right after, so the only way to see a Red Eye is to follow us on our Twitch channel, follow us on Twitter, and you will see when Red Eye Run-In with Gunnin goes live. And it's definitely the show not to miss when it comes to Euro Truck. And it's kind of one of those things that not many people know about, because you'll never see them on YouTube. Well, we can't because of the music, but you'll never see them on the VODs list or anything else. And I've done that just to add to the whole elusiveness of a Red Eye. You never know when they're going to be. I don't announce them. And a lot of times I'll tell people, we're heading out early for the night. We'll see you all when we see ya. And I'll let 5-10 minutes go by, and the stream will come back up, and it'll be rocking out to some AC/DC or whatever right away. It's just a good time. So I want to tell everyone about that, because we'll be inevitably doing them for American Truck, and who knows what the future of the Red Eye will be. We'll be on the American highways having a good time, and I really want y'all to come out and enjoy one of those with us, as well as all the regular driving that we'll be doing with the American Truck over on Twitch. I'm going 3 days a week, Wednesday night 6 p.m., Saturday and Sunday at 6 p.m. And I'm getting to yakking so much, I almost crashed. I should have used my engine brake and I would have stopped. I've been known to hit a few minis. Whoa, I almost hit this one. I actually probably had about 10 feet, but it's hard to see them, they're so low. This is what real life truckers have to deal with. But yeah, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday over on twitch.tv/GunninGamers. I'm going to take the opportunity to go here since they're all kind of waiting for me here. Classy folks. Definitely won't complain. And we're going to have to get over in the left lane. We pushed our speed to try to get here as quickly as possible. A little bit dickered weather. Not too bad, though. One thing I'm terrible at in this game, obviously not in the real life, drove a lot of manual transmission, but just downshifting. I don't downshift in here near enough. I should use that a lot more. But I got all these other buttons I'm trying to hit and push. And like I said, maybe a company like SciTech will make a precision control system just for semi-truck use, which is a little bit different than a car. Never know what they might do. Alright. We are gonna have to take a... Holy cow, wait, is this right? Is this right? Oh, this is. Almost missed another one. Oh, this place. This place is a pain in the butt. This is a pain in the butt, folks. And we'll see too if the American truck, I'm not gonna really even assume I shouldn't assume, but I'm going to, that multiplayer mod will be coming out for it, and I'm assuming that I'll be jumping into the multiplayer on the American truck, since the game will be not so modded right away anyway. And I want to enjoy it vanilla for a while too before I start jumping in with all kinds of mods. Obviously right away there won't be any mods, but I'm sure the modders are going to get cranking. SCS has done a fantastic job making it real easy for the modders to get things going. Okay. Got so much darn sleet or snow, whatever you want to call it, coming down. I am a little bit cheaty when it comes to backing up there, I guess. In the vanilla trucks, I liked doing it first person. I really did not like going to third person, but the mirrors on some of these mods are a little bit harder to see out of, especially in the dark, and then you get the bad weather, the snow hitting the window and everything else, and there we go. A little bit too far I went. Really? There we go. Alright. Not 100%, but we'll take it. And... reasonable? What? Was I late? Huh? Oh. I definitely did not know about this damage. Oh. Was there a car that we backed into a car? Oh my goodness. Well, that's just a fitting way to end it. We lost 16 grand. I think it's when I missed my turn, I backed up and it bumped a car. Wow, they've really hammered me on that one. Well, you know, probably, I don't know. That's just like, I just about bought the person a brand new car. I must have totaled it out. That surprises me, but not so much. Things happen out on the road. Oh well. So we got the almost 1,000 miles knocked out. And we actually hit level 44 just to finish her off. It would have been more fitting to hit 45 since I'm Springfield 45, but maybe we will. Like I said, we're not 100% going to be done with the game, but as always, we'll drive over here. Heck, I didn't know that we... I'm really still surprised about that damage. I had to think for a second of what we hit and how we hit it and when we hit it. Alright, let's go back in our nice warm cab here. Sucks having your head sticking out the sunroof when it's this cold. But yeah, we'll probably jump on some multiplayer modded stuff because I really do want to do some trucking on the streams and even maybe some videos with our group. And that leads me to the final thought of the day. I actually have a garage here somewhere. I wanted to let you all know too that if you are into playing these types of games, definitely join us on our Steam community, which is on all of our videos. I'll put it in the description below. There's a hotel. We could sleep there, but I like to fix my truck. At least, you know, tires and stuff probably. We don't have any damage in the truck, it looks like. But yeah, join us over on the Steam. We've got a nice Steam group. We've got up to, I think, over 1,500 people on it. So just our whole goal there, again, was to try to help each of you, our fans, and community members alike, try to find each other to make it easier to link up together and play the games that we all enjoy. So definitely jump on, check out our Steam community, as well as our TeamSpeak. Join us directly in TeamSpeak. We have an open public TeamSpeak, and I'll have the info in the description, like all of our videos. And we'd love to see you in the TeamSpeak. Here is the damage. We got a little bit on the transmission. I think I ground the gear once or twice. And of course in the tires. And I got cabin damage. And chassis, holy cripes. Well, 800 bucks. I just can't win, can we? Had a little bit of fuel, but we made some money on that one. And what's the last thing I was going to do is take a look at the upgrade shop. These are some of the things you can do with the mod. Different boxes, cabs rather, whatnot. Different chassis. Let's see. This is the one that we have in our other truck right here. I didn't notice, but that actually sits a lot lower too. It's kind of cool. Yeah, lowered. No, it's called lowered. Fairly enough. I don't know. I think this truck is just a regular one. I'm not sure. Let's see. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And then we've got the different engine all the way down to the, basically a 380. I've never driven with it. And then you've got all of them, and they're just basically chipped, more power, things like that. Turbo thingies and all that, chip tuned all the way up. And then these are the top three right here. This Caterpillar does sound pretty nice. But if I remember, the Cummins sounded okay too. I think the Cummins sounds okay. The Cat is a little bit on the quiet side, but the Detroit is the one that sounds like a real beauty. So that's pretty much the one that that I always like. And then we've got the different transmission options. Of course, we're driving on an all manual with the G27. You've got so many different. Here's the new one, just the new one. I love this interior. If we can look around it, that is just the sharpest thing. It actually looked really good on this truck. I probably should have it on this truck. I think it'd look better with that red and all that chrome. But we already have it in the black one. And then you've got, of course, you can do lots of different things with the paint. This is just some of all the different things. And then, of course, heaven forbid you click on one of these things on the front, and it'll just make your head fall off. It is just crazy, all the different options that you have on the bumper, the grill, everything. It's crazy. All the different things you can do on the rooftop and that sort of thing. There's just a lot of options. Got your magazines and stuff. So definitely, let's see. Yeah, do you want to cancel? Yes, we do. I always have to think. All right, so basically, that gives you kind of an idea of this truck and all that it has to offer. And I know we're on the verge of a brand new game, but I'm assuming this truck will make it over to American Truck as well. If you haven't heard, again, we're only supposed to be getting 2 trucks on release. I didn't talk much about that today because SCS is such a great company when it comes to, when they say they're going to do something, they'll get it done. And they already have these other trucks made. It's just licensing. And for whatever reason, they're holding back on releasing the trucks with other goofy names, which I am completely okay with. If you remember back in the Euro Truck days, early on, I don't remember what the DAF was or the Iveco, but I remember for the longest time the Mercedes was the Majestic, and even the Volvo, they all had different names. I think Scania and MAN are the only 2 that rolled out with the proper name. So, get our parking brake on. So they're definitely, working on getting all the licensing, and I think, we're going to have a Pete and I think a Kenworth. I'm assuming we're going to see, maybe some old Mack trucks, we need to see an old Ford, more Kenworth, more Pete, and Sterling, Freightliner, Volvo. I would assume Volvo would be pretty quick. I'm surprised they're not in there already. We have a lot of Volvo over here in the US, and being that they're already in here, but for whatever reason they're not ready to go. We'll shut all of our lights down if we can hit them all. Oop, there it is. Alright, she's all shut off, and that'll wrap up another driver log. Beautiful truck again. Definitely check it out. When you see this Pete 389 Ultra Cab make it over to American Truck, you can bet that I will be jumping on that one right away. Absolutely love this truck. The handling is outstanding. And if we don't get it right away over on American Truck, we're going to have probably a vanilla version that's going to be coming along, and I cannot wait. The only thing is, I hope, again, the old school trucks, I hope they roll coal out these stacks. I realize the newer ones don't because they burn it up, but I hope the old trucks were rolling some coal out of them. That would definitely make this even more fun experience, just having a black cloud They should give us a bar in the options to turn it up to unrealistic levels. So basically when you look behind you, it looks like a volcano just went off, just erupted. Alright folks, that's going to wrap up another driver log number 14. And we'll have more of these out. I'll try to get on to a driver log number 1 for American Truck quite quickly, hopefully next month sometime, and maybe the middle of February or so. We'll have a first look video, I'm assuming a few days to a week after the release of American Truck, and then I'll do, like I said, the driver log not too far after that. So definitely want to let you all know, for some nice American Truck content, swing on over to our Twitch channel and check us out over there. Follow us on Twitter. We'll have that down below as well, and you'll find out when we're going live. Jump on our Steam community as we talked about earlier. And also, hey, look at that. I just got a Steam achievement that said swimming in success, and it had something like 4.5 million, I don't know. We're ending with swimming in success. That's beautiful. I don't know if that'll show up on the video or not, but that was quite fun. Don't forget to hit that like button and leave us some comments down below. And until next time, take care.